In the UK, one of the most exciting network projects is being undertaken between CityFibre and Vodafone. I'm delighted to be joined by CityFibre's CEO, Greg Mesch. Greg, thanks for talking to us today. Tell us how the project's going.
The project's going really well right now. It's early stages. Of course, CityFibre's almost 7 years old, and we've built infrastructure across 37 cities. And then we signed a strategic relationship with Vodafone back in late 2017. And then 2018 was about all mobilizing for that. And during that process, of course, we did a take private. So the company's now owned by two of the largest infrastructure funds in the world, as well as we raised $1.1 billion. So we now have a real race to get that installed and built and deployed. It's early days with the partnership with Vodafone. Of course, we're an open access network, so anybody can use us, but Vodafone is our anchor across the consumer section. And what we're seeing in the early stages is delighting us all. First, the product's working. It's unbelievably reliable, and the customers are buying it, and they're delighted with the service. And for that to happen so quickly, for even Vodafone, I think it's taken them by surprise. How can a company actually do what it says it's going to do when I've been disappointed from the incumbent forever? And I've been told that something couldn't take place and it's always late. And suddenly a new fresh entrant comes and says, you know, we can actually do this. We like doing it. It's pleasurable to us. And the result is a delightful product. So it's early days, but we're seeing all evidence that it's right on. It's surprising us all on the early stages of success.
So the 5 million by 2025 is looking good.
Well, it is looking good, and the secret to that is that we've modularized it. So it's very difficult to say I need to build 5 million homes, but it's not that difficult to say I have 50 discrete projects. And that's what we're really looking at. We have 50 discrete projects, and each project is a city. And what we do is we mark out the boundaries of that city, very defined it, and then we know exactly the number of properties or premises we need to build in that city, and then we mobilize in a construction company, and then we manage that to whatever level of productivity that city can deliver. So what we're finding, early days again, is that some cities can have us go faster, even though they're smaller than a big city that has a lot of restrictions on us for how many roads they can close. But every city has its own productivity per city. And what we're learning now is we've got 12 in and operating. We're now beginning to look at city 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 20. And we're taking the learnings of the first 12 cities. We're taking the good construction companies of the first 12 cities, and we're able to redeploy them and start working with them in the next cities. So I think everything that we had proposed or postulated about or theorized is showing evidence of working. Managing it as a discrete unit city, and then letting that productivity of that city reach its natural level, and then just managing it through its process is all working. So, you know, I won't tell you when the 5 millionth home will be connected, but I can see it. I can see it happening.
That's great. Along that journey, you know, what have been some of the challenges? You know, what have you still got ahead of you to overcome, do you think?
Well, you know, it's not rocket science. I don't have to launch a rocket and put an electric car on the top to demonstrate to everybody that I can do something that, like the incumbent says, can't be done. So NASA said, nobody can launch 4 times the payload at 20% of the cost. And SpaceX, Elon Musk, proved them wrong. The incumbent's been saying nobody can build a fiber network efficiently and cost effectively, and we're demonstrating that not only can we build it quickly, efficiently, but we can offer economics that will change the industry. So along that, we're learning a lot of things. We're learning how to manage construction companies. We're learning how to manage expectations with everybody on how we can do this. We're learning how to work with councils, right? Some councils want us desperately in there, but then they won't give us road closing notices to allow us to close the road. So we're learning all those things, but I think the real thing that we're proving is that it can be done. And that, you know, it's like Brunel said, if you don't have a dream, you can't build the bridge. And we had a dream. Everybody's now infectious with that dream to change the UK forever for better.
Well, it's a very exciting journey you're on. Thank you very much for talking to us.